Few more major rulings today as the U.S. Supreme Court wraps up another controversial term. The High Court ruled against President Biden's student loan relief plan, arguing it was an unlawful exercise of presidential power because it had not been explicitly approved by Congress. It would have allowed about 43 million eligible borrowers to cancel up to $20,000 in debt. It was estimated to cost more than $400 billion. President Biden referred to the decision as a, quote, mistake. Moving forward, he says part of his plan will include lowering payments to 5% of a borrower's disposable income.
So how did we get here? In August of last year, President Biden announced the Loan Relief Forgiveness Plan, which included forgiving $10,000 for most borrowers and $20,000 for borrowers who received a Pell Grant. The president did this under the HEROES Act, which was created in 2003. It says the Secretary of Education can waive or modify financial assistance programs during a war, military operation, or national emergency. In this case, the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, 6 states sued the Department of Education, saying it exceeds the authority of the secretary of that department. The court ruled Missouri would be the most impacted out of this by losing $44 million in fees that are generated for a nonprofit loan program run by the state. The court also ruled that the HEROES Act does not give the secretary authorization for the plan, which would have had an impact on thousands of Coloradans. News 5's Lindsey Jensen spoke with local students as well as a college about the impact they feel the ruling has on them.
Some are saying the decision to strike down the student loan forgiveness program is disappointing because of the promise made by the Biden administration.
I say that just because you paid student loans or had to doesn't mean that other people don't deserve to be granted that grace.
I think bringing other people down just because of the experiences you've had is not beneficial to anybody.
Others argue it's only fair because many have already paid back their student loans without help.
I don't think it's fair to all the people and all these other generations that we paid ours.
President Biden's student loan forgiveness program would have canceled up to $400 billion in student loans for more than 40 million Americans who were eligible.
Like, I raised 3 kids and went to college and still paid student loans, and I made it because I had to. That's what you have to do.
A Colorado college student says they are now reconsidering going to law school after graduation.
I don't think I'd be willing to take on $10, $20, $30 plus $1,000 of debt that will never be forgiven. So yeah, it might limit my opportunities in the future.
The Colorado College Admissions Office says 60% of students have federal loans. On average, every student graduates $22,000 in debt.
I'm lucky that I got a scholarship opportunity because if I didn't, I would not be at this college, and I don't know if I'd be at college, period.
Staff at the Colorado College Admissions Office say there is some concern that people may no longer view getting a higher education as a worthy investment.
If the view nationally is it's expensive and inaccessible, that's going to be a problem for all of us, right? It isn't going to be isolated to one city and one institution.
Student loan repayments, which have been on hold since the pandemic, will resume in October. For News 5, I'm Lindsey Jensen.